So we're live and on Facebook. It's good to see everybody again. It feels like a long time since I saw you the last time. We were having dinner at Harry's, and it's been a long few months. But I am proud of all of you for finishing and glad to be here celebrating with you all this afternoon. Good afternoon to those of you that are watching on Facebook. My name is Jason Smith, and I'm President and CEO of the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce. I would like to welcome everyone to the Leadership Manhattan Class of 2020 graduation. This is the 27th graduation class in the history of the program. And after today, I'm proud to say that we will have graduated 432 individuals from the Manhattan Leadership Program. As many of you know, the program started in 1983 and was known as Future Manhattan. The program was paused in 1990 and joined with the Flint Hills Leadership Program. We still strongly support that program, but in 2002, Leadership Manhattan was created. All 6 members of our executive board, who you'll meet a couple later in this program, are graduate from our alumni of the program. For a complete list of alumni, you can see our website at manhattan.org/Leadership Manhattan. That's one word. At this time, I would like to introduce the Leadership Manhattan 2019-2020 Board Chair, Katie C.
Thanks, Jason. Like Jason said, my name is Katie C. In this past year, I've had the privilege of serving as the Leadership Manhattan Board Chair. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of the board. And I'm going to turn things over to Tori Berard with ESB Financial to introduce our board. Tori served as our curriculum chair this past year and is now our current board chair for the upcoming class. So Tori, I'll let you take it away.
Sounds good. Thank you, Katie. I am just going to go ahead and start at the top with our 2020-2021 Leadership Manhattan Board. First is Kylie Moody, Curriculum Chair and Vice Chair. She is with Kansas State University.
Hi, welcome and congratulations to the 2019-2020 class of Manhattan Leadership. Congratulations.
Next is Steve Altabello. He is the Selection Committee Chair with Schilling Construction.
Hi, congratulations all.
Andrea Bryant Gladden with Kansas State University Alumni Association.
Hi everyone, congratulations.
Betty Mattingly Ebert with Paradox Design.
Hi everybody, congratulations. Welcome to the group.
Christian Bishop, Fort Riley 1ID Headquarters.
Hey everybody, congratulations and glad to be a part of the team.
Eric Nielsen, Milestone Realty.
Could not be with us today.
Okay. Garrett Garman, Orazim and Scalora Engineering.
Congratulations class. Looking forward to speaking to you in person when all this is over.
Jamie Bossy, Aspire Wealth Partners.
Hi everybody, excited to be here.
Jennifer Stewart with Kansas Farm Bureau.
Could not be with us today.
Okay. Jim Ganant with Manhattan Area Technical College.
Well done, you persevered, good job.
Marsha Hornig with Kansas State University.
Marsha, I know you're here, but I'm not finding you. Sorry. I'm sorry. She might have dropped off, I'm afraid.
Okay, we'll go on. Mike Soliday with Evergy.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations, 2020 Leadership Manhattan class.
Nathan Redeker, BHS Construction.
Congratulations, class.
Sarah Dugan with Meadowlark.
Congrats.
Shelly McGinnis with Farmer State Bank.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations.
Summer Ott Dirks with Seton, and Dirks.
Hi, guys. I'm so glad to see all of you today.
And Zach Shepard with Charlson and Wilson Bonded Abstractors.
Hey, everybody. Congrats, fellow classmates.
All right, and back to Katie.
Thanks, Tori. At this time, I'd like to say a special thank you to our sponsors, starting with our welcome reception sponsor, BHS Construction, our Topeka dinner sponsor, Architect One, our session sponsors, Capital Federal, Kansas Farm Bureau, Farmers State Bank, our food and beverage sponsors, Meadowlark Hills, Kansas Gas, Old Chicago, the Kansas State University Foundation, and the Bluemont Hotel. Our location sponsors, Meadowlark Hills, City Hall, Bluemont Hotel, Manhattan Fire Department, Kansas State University Union, Kansas State University Office Park, and Manhattan Christian College. And speaking of sponsors, we do have a special message from several of our sponsors for the class. Let's take a look at that.
From Kansas Farm Bureau.
Congratulations, Leadership Manhattan graduates.
We hope you had a great year.
And we look forward to your greater involvement in our community.
Go out and do great things.
The Kansas Gas Service would like to congratulate the 2020 class of Manhattan Leadership on a successful completion of this year's program. Amidst all odds, you were flexible, you endured, and I hope you had a lot of fun and learned a lot anyway. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Hayden Wolf. I am with Capital Federal. I am one of the assistant branch managers here in Manhattan. And on behalf of Capital Federal, we'd like to thank each one of you for going through the Leadership Manhattan program. We congratulate you on getting through with it, and we cannot wait to see what you all have in store for our community. Congrats, well wishes, and stay safe, and hope to see you soon.
Hello, I'm Lonnie Baker, CEO of Meadowlark Hills. Meadowlark Hills has had a long relationship with Leadership Manhattan. So far every year we've got to see all of you on campus here, and we're always excited to do that. I'd say that this class has had one of the most unique times to be going through the program in the midst of a pandemic on a global level. And I think it also highlights, though, the importance of what you're doing. So this year, we've really seen our community needs and people stepping up to fill those roles. It's been a pretty impressive response that we've seen from individuals in our community. That need's going to continue to be there in the future, and I'm proud of you all for hanging in there and prioritizing what I think is a really special program. So thank you all for what you're doing, and best wishes in your future.
I'd now like to introduce our graduation sponsor, Mark Knockendoffel with the Trust Company. Mark, if you'd like to share a few words with the class.
Get myself unmuted here. Okay. Can you hear me? Very good. Let's see here. Again, I serve as CEO of the Trust Company, and it's our pleasure to assist the program this year. I was in this class in 1989, so 31 years ago. Was really thrilled to have it reignited, I guess, in the 90s, and you should feel blessed to be part of this program. And I'd like to say welcome to the club, first of all, but also I'd like to challenge you. You've had the privilege and the opportunity to work with many influential people within the community, plus the folks that are part of your class who will be influential, if not already. And so I challenge you to go out and use the network that you've developed, the familiarity that you've experienced with important things in our community, and also the challenges that we face. And work hard and do a good job, and we'll all build a better community. So congratulations and welcome to the club.
Great, thank you, Mark. Again, I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Without them, it would not be possible for us to have the success that we do with our program. So again, just a big thank you to all of you and what you've done for the program. At this time, I'd like to introduce Stan Hambright. We'll turn to Stan to share a little bit more about a scholarship project that his class has worked on. And a lot of our alumni have also been a part of this. So Stan, if you could share a little bit about that, please.
Good afternoon. And first of all, thanks for inviting me, having me here this afternoon. And I'd like to extend my congratulations to the class, Leadership Manhattan class of 2020. Congratulations to you all. I am Stan Hambright. I'm the Human Resource and Safety Manager for the Buyer Construction Company. And I'm also a Leadership Manhattan alumni from the class of 2005. Our class project was a scholarship program to offer scholarships to people from kids from surrounding high schools who were going to K-State or Flint Hills Christian College, and that were following a path of leadership studies. And in the class of 2006, Leadership Manhattan class of 2006 thought that was a pretty good idea, so they chose to join us. And since then, we have offered a scholarship to what we considered a deserving graduating senior from area high schools since then. And it's been a good program. We've enjoyed taking applications for the scholarship and going through that and seeing, observing the youth that our area has produced. But over the last year, we offering those scholarships, and they would go to K-State. A lot of the kids chose to leave, at least for a time, to pursue their careers elsewhere. So we were looking for ways to have maybe more of impact in our communities, or get a bigger bang for our leadership buck, if you will, in Manhattan. So over the last years, we've talked to the Leadership Manhattan Board along with the Chamber of Commerce, and we think we've come up with a way to offer a scholarship instead of offering scholarships to graduating seniors to attend college, using those scholarship dollars to help offset some Leadership Manhattan tuitions for people entering the program. We're kind of excited about this and look forward to working with the Leadership Manhattan Board and the Chamber of Commerce to further promote Leadership Manhattan and kind of help offset some tuition expense for some future students. We have a pretty good nest egg in the fund. I think there's a little over $17,000 in the fund now. We want to continue to grow that. And have this sustained indefinitely into the future. So that's just a little bit about our class project and about the scholarship fund. So again, congratulations to the class, and look forward to meeting you in person.
Thanks, Stan. And again, thank you to the class of 2005 and 2006 that have made this possible. I know speaking for the board, we're very excited for the opportunity for the scholarship fund. So I think it'll be a great thing for our program long-term. Beginning in 2003, the Leadership Manhattan program began awarding the Distinguished Alumni Service Award. This award was created to recognize alumni of both the Future Manhattan and the Leadership Manhattan programs who have demonstrated the highest level of service to the community and achievement in their practice of leadership. In 2019, at the request of the Leadership Manhattan Board, the Executive Committee of the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce changed the name of the award to the Lyle Butler Distinguished Leadership Award. While the name has changed, I can assure you that the criteria has not. Award winners are selected based on the following. They must be a graduate of the Future Manhattan and/or Leadership Manhattan program, demonstrate professional leadership accomplishments, demonstrate service to their community and/or profession, show active involvement in the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce, as well as other distinguished activities and promise of continued leadership pursuits. Eligible candidates are nominated by the Future Manhattan and Leadership Manhattan alumni, and then are selected by the 3 most recent award recipients. The past 3 years, those have been Neil Horton, Mary Vanier, and Laurie Shope. The board chair and the vice chair also serve on that committee. So Tori and myself had the privilege of serving along with Neil, Mary, and Laurie this year. At this time, I'm going to hand things over to Laurie Shope, who was our 2019 award winner, as she shares about our 2020 award winner. Laurie?
Thanks. Thank you, Katie. I'm very excited about telling you about this year's award winner. This is someone that, when I think of a leader, this is who I've looked at for, hate to say it, but a few decades of what to do when you're in a leadership position, how to act. And so last year I was honored to receive the Lyle Butler Distinguished Leader Award, and I'm just really excited about passing this on. This year's honoree is typical of the past recipients of this award, who have all demonstrated the highest levels of service to the community and achievement in the practice of leadership. This individual is a graduate of Kansas State University and certainly bleeds purple. Rarely do you find this person without purple on. While this individual has received many awards, I would like to share just a few. She was the first recipient of the Amethyst Award given by K-State for extraordinary contributions of those who personify the university's mission of advancing the well-being of Kansas, the nation, and the international community. She was elected to the Council of Advancement and Support of Education, or CASE, in 2013 and has received their District Distinguished Award. She has been part of the K-State Alumni Association since 1977. Under her leadership, the Alumni Association has the highest number of memberships of graduates in the Big 12. That means, we're beating KU and the rest of them. Under her guidance, K-State Alumni Association has been #1 for 16 straight years. She has grown it into a stellar organization with over 40,000 members. Under her leadership, the Alumni Association continues to receive national awards on an annual basis. The scholarship program recognition of outstanding students, faculty continue to surpass other alumni associations. The license plate campaign just reached a new high in funds contributed to scholarships, and she was instrumental in the efforts to build the K-State Alumni Center on the southwest side of the campus since it opened in 2002. It is home for many campus and community events. She sits on the President's Cabinet, thus giving guidance and leadership to the entire university and the community. Please join me in celebrating the 2020 Lyle Butler Distinguished Leadership Award winner, Amy Button-Rentz.
Thank you, Laurie. I want to start by saying congratulations to the 2020 class. And Mark mentioned 31 years ago. Mine was 30 years ago. In fact, I was in the last Future Manhattan class. But congratulations to all of you. And I have to say what an honor it was for my good friend Laurie to be the one to share this with me yesterday. She served on the alumni board, but we've been friends for many, many years, and it meant a lot. I was shocked. I thought she was here to ask me to do something or present a number of years we've been a part of the chamber, so this was completely unexpected. But I'm honored and humbled, and the fact that it's named after Lyle Butler, someone I respect and admire, it means a lot. And then looking over the list of individuals that have received it in the past, many, many good friends, people that I respect and actually look up to. Dan Young's even my neighbor and was a former chair of the alumni board, but I'm always going to be grateful for my time on Future Manhattan. And I still stay in touch with many of my classmates that are still in Manhattan, but it led me to be a part of the Social Services Advisory Board. I ended up serving on United Way and ended up chairing it, and also United Way campaign. And I think those doors were open through my involvement and just the continued networking with many of those individuals. But thank you so much. I'm very honored, and I will cherish this award. And I don't know if you can see the award or not. I'm not, well, you really can't there, kind of. But it will sit proudly on my desk, and I'm really excited to share this news with my children who are all K-Staters, and also my grandchildren who will be future K-Staters. So thank you so much.
If everyone on the Zoom could just join me in congratulating Amy, let's give her a round of applause, please.
Thank you very, very much.
Yay. Thanks, Amy. Congratulations, a well-deserved award for you. So again, congratulations. This year, we brought a new light to the class project. As many of our alumni can probably remember, we've typically had a class project, and that has taken various forms over the years. This year, we did kind of bring a new light to that. And so we went through a process where we request proposals from various community nonprofits for different projects and needs that they had. That we could then bring to the class. So the board of the requests that we received selected 3 potential projects that were then presented to the class. I'm going to now introduce Carla Wilcox, a member of the 2020 class, to explain a little bit more about their selection process and the project that they chose to accomplish. Carla?
Hello, let me get my screen here and I will get this going for you guys. So we did have 3 amazing projects to choose from. And as a team, over several meetings, we decided that we wanted to do one that we knew would make probably the biggest impact to the community. And that became the Pancakes for Pawnee fundraiser. Pawnee Mental Health just in the last year and a half or so has built their new mental health facility, which supports not just Manhattan, but the surrounding communities. So we felt we could really make a difference for them. So for their 2nd annual fundraiser, we were able to allow them to open up both locations for early admission. So our Leadership Manhattan class took over the West Side location. We had a couple of weeks to sell tickets ahead of time, get sponsors, some of our own Leadership Manhattan teammates, companies were sponsors. And so we were able to get out in the community, promote the event itself, and serve while we were helping with it. So our goal was to beat last year's numbers, which we didn't quite do, but that was because of there just weren't as many sponsorship tickets sold ahead of time, but the customers served with opening both locations definitely did what we had wanted it to do, where we almost doubled the number of customers that we did end up serving, which was great for us. And Leadership Manhattan was able to say that they had a part in that. We were never standing still once the doors opened. Our own Abby Holting was quoted on K-Man saying, you know, we heard last year was their first annual event and they wanted to make it bigger and couldn't do it without our help. So we felt very honored to be able to take this project on. We had several people that decided they may have found a second career in either waiting tables or potentially even rolling silverware. So it was a lot of fun, and we were able to connect over the event. So thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Carla. Again, we hope that this is a format that we can continue in future years for the class project. So more to come on that. At this time, I'd like to introduce Zach Shepard. He's going to share a bit about the program on behalf of the class. Zach?
Hey, everybody. So Charlotte told me that I have 7 minutes. I just gave a dry run of this to my wife and dog, and it took 15 minutes, and my dog fell asleep. So I'm going to just get right to it. I'm just going to hit some high notes of some of the high notes of the class, some of the things that stuck out most to us from the sessions. So one of the big differences between our class, one of the new things was the welcome dinner, and it had universal approval, I think, from all of our class. It was great to be able to get to meet some of the class, get to speak with them and have an awesome dinner at Harry's before we jumped into that first session that next day. Because we did some group work in that first session and it really wasn't a lot of awkwardness there. We could just kind of jump right in. So that leads me into the first session. We spent the whole day at Meadowlark Hills, and I know, speaking from personal experience, you know, I'd only kind of seen the sad side of Meadowlark Hills, where I had an elderly great uncle that lived up there, and I visited him a few times near the end of his life, and we had a funeral up there. But to see the passionate people working up at Meadowlark Hills that make that place such a great place for those people to live, for people to go to when they need to rehabilitate. It was just amazing. We got to tour the facility, see some of the cool stuff, their bar, their recreation areas, and frankly, it seems like a lot of fun. So the second part of that day we spent with Dr. Finnegan, learning about the Clifton Strengths Finder and stuff. And the thing that stuck out a lot to us was comparing the different strengths of people even in the same profession. So like, for example, Abby Holting and I, we're both attorneys. We could not have more different strengths. Like, we are polar opposites, but we're both fairly good at our job. So that was amazing to see. And spending any time with Dr. Finnegan is just great, because he has such a passion for what he does and so much positivity that any time spent with him is valuable. So session 2 was the Topeka session. We had gotten some warnings from Charlotte to maybe not have too much fun on that overnight stay. I think we had an appropriate amount of fun. You know, a lot of us hung out that night before. We had a good dinner, had some smoked old fashions that were bought for some of us by one of the sponsors, and just really at the top of my favorite cocktail list now. Such a neat drink, a lot of fun. The other thing that sticks out about that night, Jamie Bossy and Jason Gazaway's card tricks that drove me nuts, that I couldn't figure out how they were doing them. It was a lot of fun getting to see some hidden talents of our classmates, see another side of them. And so that was great, frustrating, but great. So that next day we spent up at the Capitol, and I know some other of my classmates kind of had the same thing, hadn't been to the Capitol since we were maybe little kids. And it was just amazing being able to tour that building. Propped up by the fact that we had just the coolest tour guide who, you know, he'd bring us to a mural and say, this is, you know, such and such, and this is maybe a song you would hear them singing back then. And then he would break into song right in the middle of the crowded Capitol. He was a great singer. He was a lot of fun, real funny. And so that was great. You know, he was a cool man. And then FaceTime with some of our lawmakers, you know, getting able to spend any time with any of our lawmakers is just great, because we had a very inquisitive class, you know, got to ask them a ton of questions, got to learn a little bit about what they go through, got to ask them questions about our current political climate, and it was so much fun and so interesting. And then the latter half of that day spent walking up to the very top of the Capitol, which, if, you know, I think other people shared my sentiment in the fact that was cool and also very terrifying. You know, very narrow steps, and that was a lot of fun. So session 2, that Topeka session, that was just a great time. And then session 3, City of Manhattan. And, you know, another thing with, I think, universal approval rating with our class was Jason Hilgers. You know, to see his intelligence and what he brings to the City of Manhattan was great. To see where our taxes go, that was a lot of fun, very informative. And so that was really good. Got to spend some time with some of our local government leaders to see some of the passion they have for their specific goals was fun. And then that afternoon we spent at the IE Discovery Center. And so the best part about that, you know, you had professionals in professional clothing having to create these challenges, create these runways where you know, roll these balls and it has to go under this and over this other thing, and really got to see the Clifton Strength Finder, the strengths come out. You know, you could tell people who were maybe the analytical minds, maybe who were the woos, which I don't know why we don't have a woo giving this speech, but that's neither here nor there. So that was a lot of fun. They have mice at the IE Discovery Center, which I've only ever been terrified of mice, but they were fun, a lot of fun. And so session 4, first part of that day was spent with the Riley County Emergency Management, which was very informative because, you know, if I ever have to call the police department, fire department, or speak with an EMT, it's probably the worst day of my year, I'm hoping. And so it was cool to get some perspective on what they're doing every day, kind of their day in and day out life. It was really, really fun to be able to speak with a lot of them. That was right at the beginning of COVID-19. And so got some questions in about some of that stuff. I was with the ENT group. One thing I didn't know about the ENTs, how much time they spend doing hospital transfers was a big thing with them. And so that was interesting. Then the afternoon of that session spent with the university. I think it goes without saying how vital the university is to our area, how important of an institution it is, and being able to speak to some faculty, you know, the Board of Regents, and then see kind of K-State Foundation's goal for that North Campus corridor. It's hard not to be excited. So then, you know, COVID came to Manhattan. We started shutting things down, and I think, you know, if I learned one thing throughout this whole Leadership Manhattan class, if you surround yourself with people who are passionate and caring, and really passionate about what they do, then you're going to find success. And we had no shortage of those people involved with Leadership Manhattan. I can't name one name because I could name 100 probably of people who pulled off the last half of this class and made it a real success. And so we thought we were going to maybe try to wait this COVID thing out, meet in person later on down the line. That didn't turn out, obviously, which we did get to meet in person, but it looked a lot different. So our last 3 sessions, still super informative and amazing. You know, we got to get together on a couple of them, spend some time in masks, social distancing, learning about Manhattan Area Technical College, USD 383. And then our very last session was, you know, a presentation on the National Bio and Agro Defense session, or the National Bio and Agro Defense Facility, which I've had sit through a couple of presentations on them, and it just never ceases to amaze me what their mission is, what they're going to be doing there, and it's hard not to be excited that they're going to be a part of Manhattan. And then we finished off with Dr. Finnegan, and like I said, if I could bring any amount of positivity, you know, to any part of my life that he brings to his whole life, I'd be a better person for it. And so any time spent with him is just great. And that's about all I got. I could talk forever. I could talk a lot more about this, but I think I'm probably bumping up against my time limit. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Zach, for sharing more about what your class did as part of the program and some of the curriculum and takeaways that you all had. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Leadership Manhattan class of 2020. I'll start with Abby Holting, Law Offices of Seton, and Dirks, Positivity, Woo, Communication, Harmony, and Developer. A memorable takeaway was our time in Topeka learning about metal. I thought it was really cool to hear how the area chambers are partnering up to help each other out. Each chamber has resources that others do not, so it sounds like the partnership can be extremely advantageous for all involved. I had no idea such an organization even existed. Congrats, Abby. Anya Hightower, Intrust Bank. Empathy, responsibility, developer, consistency, individualization. I really enjoyed hearing from all the speakers, business owners, directors, politicians, etc., and seeing how it takes many individuals and entities working together at the local and state levels to make Manhattan the great town it is, and help position it for success in the future. Congrats, Anya. Barry Schmidt, McCown Gordon Construction. Maximizer, Ideation, Connectedness, Developer, Arranger. Relationships are a huge asset to professional development and connections. This is the basis for collaboration, personal and professional development, and creates new opportunities within businesses, communities, and regions. Congrats, Barry.
Thanks, everyone.
Casey Smithson, City of Manhattan. Responsibility, learner, harmony, input, arranger. There are many varying styles of leadership, and each of those that spoke to our group have succeeded in their own way. Many spoke of mentors that have helped guide them, which shows that you must reach out to your network and learn from each other as you develop your own sense of leadership style. Very much proud knowing that the organizations that make up public and private organizations in our community have such great leadership. Congratulations, Casey. Christian Bishop, Fort Riley. Learner, individualization, arranger, developer, ideation. In order to be a good and effective leader, you have to be a team player and the importance of collaboration within multiple organizations. The Emergency Task Force was the prime example of how multiple organizations came together, bringing various leadership skills, subject matter experts, and a common goal to ensure Riley County residents and businesses were informed and safe. Congratulations, Christian. Cody Blake, KS State Bank. Belief, developer, relator, analytical, responsibility. For me personally, I'd say my biggest takeaway has been the people I've met and relationships I've been able to make. All of my classmates, of course, as well as the hosts, presenters, speakers, advocates, etc. I will carry and expand upon these relationships well into the future and plan to reach out to some of the advocates to become involved in their organizations as well. Congrats, Cody.
Thanks, everybody.
Gavin Garman, Premier Employment Solutions. Achiever, maximizer, learner, responsibility, discipline. My biggest takeaway from the program was how interconnected all facets of the Manhattan community really are. Businesses, EMS, RCPD, Manhattan Fire, schools, government, etc. Everybody relies on everyone else to make our community great. Congratulations, Gavin.
Thanks, everyone.
Greg Deering, Kansas Farm Bureau. Individualization, relator, harmony, input, ideation. I wish class sizes could be 10 to 15 times larger so more people could see and hear the things we are fortunate enough to cover over the course of the program. Despite the outside challenges we encountered, Leadership Manhattan helped solidify the city and region is full of capable people working to make a great place better. And that's a message worth sharing with as many people as possible. Congratulations, Greg.
Thanks, everyone.
Jamie Bossy, Aspire Wealth Partners. Positivity, individualization, woo, includer, learner. Manhattan is a small but mighty place to live and work. I've been impressed with all the city has to offer and how it came together to support local businesses in this time of global crisis. Congrats, Jamie.
Thank you.
Jason Gazaway, Guardian Mortgage, a division of Sunflower Bank. Restorative, developer, ideation, connectedness, and empathy. My biggest takeaway was just how much opportunity there is for people to get involved in their local community in leadership roles. In today's politically charged environment, it's been extremely refreshing to be reminded of the truth that local community leaders have a far greater impact on our lives than what is often elevated. This opportunity is also a responsibility for anyone who sees a solution to a problem in the community, a responsibility to get involved and take the initiative to improve our town. Congratulations, Jason.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Jeff Sackrider, WTC. Activator, competition, relator, futuristic, adaptability. The class of 2020 was an interesting one for sure. We were thrown obstacle after obstacle, but our class continued. The staff at the chamber, the Leadership Manhattan board, and the community stepped up to provide us with their time and experience to give us the best class that we could have given given the circumstances. The biggest takeaway is realizing just how many determined, talented, caring, and passionate people there are in Manhattan that care about its future. Our future is bright, and that is because of the people that we have chosen, that have chosen to make Manhattan their home. Congratulations, Jeff. Jen Alley, Bluemont Hotel. Context, responsibility, harmoner, arranger, communication. I really enjoyed the history of Manhattan on our first day. There's some things that I had known, but a lot I hadn't heard, and enjoyed hearing the story. My favorite part of the program were the presentations by Mike Finnegan. It was interesting to learn not only the traits of my classmates and how we can relate to each other, but also learning my own traits. It has taught me how to better relate to others in my leadership role. Congratulations, Jen. Jenny Dannenberg, Kansas Department of Agriculture. Learner, input, individualization, context, and strategic. My biggest takeaway from Leadership Manhattan is friendship. 2020 has been a trying year, to say the least, but it has been a comfort to walk through these times with this amazing group of people. Through our perseverance, I think we can now definitely and forever lay claim to the title Best Class Ever. Congratulations, Jenny.
Thank you.
Jennifer Schoenhofer, Meadowlark Hills. Restorative, strategic, learner, significance, analytical. The micro session on poverty in Manhattan was one of my favorite topics, and I really liked the simulation exercise. The things I've learned in the past and continue to learn through local agencies has helped me look at the people I lead differently. But most important, I have the tools to teach them how poverty affects their employees. It has reduced a lot of frustration that comes with leading people making life decisions with a lifestyle of poverty. Congratulations, Jennifer. Jordan Sear, 502 Media. Woo, positivity, learner, communications, strategic. It was great to meet so many people and realize that elected officials and well-known names from around town are just regular people. Everyone that presented to us to educate us would be just as willing to sit down and hear what we have to say, and that was really motivating and inspiring. Congratulations, Jordan.
Thanks, everyone.
Carla Wilcox, Office Plus of Kansas. Communication, competition, command, restorative, activator. Everything that the city of Manhattan has going for it and how everything is interwoven. The university, the school system, NBAF, the city council, etc. There's so much in Manhattan that is connected that I am honored to have a small hand in the community and making it what it is. Congrats, Carla.
Thank you.
Preston Shoddy, The Trust Company. Individualization, communication, woo, positivity, arranger. The amount of leaders in Manhattan and the number of people who really care about this community is incredible. We must continue to build and create future leaders for Manhattan to continue to be a place that we are all proud to call home. Congrats, Preston.
Thank you, everyone.
Zach Shepard, Charlson and Wilson Bonded Abstractors. Achiever, futuristic, restorative, analytical, learner. Meeting all of the great classmates. Most of the people I meet in my line of work are much older than me, so it's nice to meet so many other young professionals and make some of those connections. Again, if everyone could join me in congratulating the 2020 class of Leadership Manhattan. Congrats, guys.
Congratulations.
Yay. Yay. Okay, at this time, I'm going to turn things over to Laurie Shope. She's going to close out our graduation today as the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce Board Chair. Laurie?
Thanks, Katie. This has been fun and totally different than anything we've ever gotten to do before. On behalf of the entire Chamber of Commerce, congratulations to the 2020 graduating class of Leadership Manhattan. Your class will always have completely different experiences than any other class, all because of COVID, and you know that. You know, this was not the year I had planned. This is not the year you had planned. Katie, Tori, Charla had planned for you. But, you know, think of that on the positive side. All of you have had to figure out how to work play meet differently. And that's kind of exciting. And so we all have to be taught, ways to cope and reinvent ourselves and think about how to do other things. And that's huge compared to maybe what some of the rest of us ever got to experience throughout our leadership classes. As a leader, you should always lead by example. And one of the most important events coming up is participating in voting. Voting is a privilege. In a community our size, every vote counts. Voting says that you care about your community, and to me, voting means you are a leader. So this is part of it too. As leaders of our community, you need to not only keep your eyes focused on a vision, but also create a clear and enticing picture for others to follow. You must develop yourselves in order to grow our community. You must also generate an excitement and energy to lead and mentor others. On my computer for years and years and years, I've had this little quote that I think is really good, and it's something that we all should do. And it says that my leadership obligation is to think beyond my experience and plan beyond my tenure. And that's something we all should do. So all of you are part of the leadership of this community. So again, on behalf of the entire Chamber of Commerce, congratulations. We're very proud of you. And like Zach mentioned, you got to eat at Harry's. You're the first class and the last class to get to do that. So that's special too. Congratulations.
I believe that concludes our program today. Again, congratulations to the class. Thank you to our board members who helped us develop the program and successfully implement the program this year. Again, thank you to our sponsors, all of our alumni. Again, there's a myriad of people who go into making this very successful. Our chamber staff, Charlotte in particular. So again, just a big thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining us today, everyone out there on Facebook Live, to everyone here on the Zoom call. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their afternoon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you all.